How to spot a narcissist early. Someone asked me the question, how to spot a narcissist early. But before I get into that, I am Rhonda Crossman. I am a narcissistic abuse survivor. So let's get into the video. How to spot a narcissist early. And I know culturally, habitually, the way we were psychologically raised is to fall in love. Boy meets girl, fall in love, because we were raised on love movies, we were raised on princess movies, prince and princesses movies, we were raised on Disney movies, and so we were taught psychologically, taught to wear our hearts on our sleeves. We were taught to fall in love easily, but that is not the biblical principle for allowing people in our heart. In Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, it says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flow from it. So above all else, we should guard our heart, because everything we do flow from our heart. That's telling us that our heart is the last place someone should have access to. But because of the way the world is, it's the first place people have access to. We let people into our heart, they break our heart, they leave us in pieces, they ruin us, then we ask questions. We love first, then ask questions later. And that is not the way God tells us to interact with people. The Bible says, above all else, guard your heart. So we have to allow, we have to retrain our minds to interact with people based on our brain processing. We have to assess them, assess their behavior, assess their interaction with others, assess how they converse with and about others. And so we have to begin to think our way through. And so we have to change our mindset of falling in love, or we have to think our way through it. All right, so how to spot a narcissist early. Number one, cheaters. Narcissists are chronic cheaters. If a narcissist is, sorry, you don't know they're a narcissist. So if someone is in a relationship, whether they are married, they're dating someone, or they are in a long-term relationship, in that they are living with someone and they're trying to have a relationship with you, that is a red flag. Never think to yourself that you are so special, or you are so whatever it is. You tell yourself that you're better than that person, or they prefer you over that person. They may prefer you over that person, but it's also a huge red flag that you are dealing with a narcissist. Never get into a relationship with someone who is already in a relationship. Red flag number one, because narcissists are chronic cheaters. They're cheaters. Number two, they're comfortable with being rude to others. They like being condescending. They like talking down to people. All right, they like talking down about people. So observe them. So if someone is showing interest in you and you are maybe interested in return, observe the person in social settings, social gatherings. Observe how they interact with people. If you are eating at a restaurant, you're out somewhere, observe how they interact with the service staff. Observe how they treat people who can do nothing for them. Those are huge red flags. How do they treat others? Are they mean? Are they condescending? These are things you have to observe. 3, they love to dominate. They love to be in charge. Whatever they do, they just love to be the one who is in charge. 4, they go out of their way to make others like them. They love to be liked. 5, they eliminate those who oppose them. Narcissists cannot stand opposition. And that goes back to the previous point. They go out of their way to make people like them. So if they find that someone doesn't like them, if they find that someone cannot be a source of supply, if they find that someone will not worship at their throne, worship at their feet, they will eliminate that person. You know, normal people, we can tolerate people not liking us. We can tolerate people opposing us. We have learned to live and let live, but a narcissist will eliminate opposition. 5, am I on 5 now? I think so. They are charming, they are charmers, they are charmers, they are charmers. Watch out for that. That's how they work their way into your heart. They are charmers. 6, hypercritical. They are hypercritical. They like to criticize others, even people close to them, people they're friends with. They will criticize those people. Listen about how they talk about others. They're very hypercritical. 7, they think they are the best, the brightest, the smartest. They are self-exalting people. They always have to build a throne above the rest. They are always a cut. They always think they are a cut above the rest. Attention seeking, grandiose. They try to make an entrance. They try to do things in such a way that it gets the attention of others. They try to stand out so that people pays attention to them. They love being the center of attention. So that's something that you have to look for also. Narcissists 7, 8. They are intense. They are intense. The moment you show some interest or you open the door to them, they are going to get in there and they are going to consume your waking hours. They are going to consume your emotions. They are going to consume your time. They just get in there and they occupy. And during the love bombing stage, it may feel good. This attention and this intensity puts you on a pedestal, but it is a trap. It is a trap. Don't fall for it, because when they discard you, the fall is going to be great. The space that the void that they leave, it's going to be overwhelming and extremely painful for you to feel. Never allow someone to consume most of your time, most of your emotions, most of your waking hours. Always learn the wisdom in balancing your relationships. 9, right? It's 9 now. 9, they are superficial, they are surface level. They don't get into deep emotional conversations. They don't talk about emotions a lot. They don't discuss a lot about their personal lives. That's why you may have been around them for a long time and not know anything really about them. That's why sometimes someone may have been with a narcissist for a while, or maybe dating a narcissist for a while, and they feel that, you know what, I never really know the person because they are superficial. 10, don't acknowledge where they failed or where they were at fault, because you know what, that they are always the victim. They are always the victim. They always have to be the victim. It's always the other person's fault. It's always an external issue. They don't like to take responsibility for where they fall or where they fail or where they fell short. If it's a good story with a happy ending, they're the hero even if they're not the hero. If it's a bad story with a sad ending, even though they may be the villain, they are the victim. They just like to take the posture that is going to get them the most sympathy or the most glory. So look at how they take responsibilities in situations. And so those are some of the early signs of spotting a narcissist. And as I said before, we have to stop wearing our hearts on our sleeves. We need to put our hearts back in where they belong and allow people to earn access to our hearts. So I hope this helps.